Hi, everyone. I'm Jen Shamblin. I'm the recreation supervisor for Lancaster Parks and Rec. And right now I'm out at the soccer fields on East Main Street. You can probably see some of the nets behind me. And we are excited for fall. It's July right now, but we are signing up, doing registrations for all of our fall sports, and we're excited to do that. With the way spring went, everything was not kind of, it was shut down. So we're really excited to get back to doing what we do at parks, and that's playing out in our parks. So I brought some props, and I brought some news on what's happening in our parks. So right now, parks are still technically closed in Lancaster, in case anybody had questions, as far as not the parks themselves, but playgrounds. So the playgrounds are still closed until further notice, but you can still go out into the parks. You can come out to the soccer field here behind me, play, kick soccer ball. You can take hikes. You can go to Alley Park and hike. You can still go up the mountain at Rising Park. You can have picnics and all that. Shelter houses are open as far as reserving those for your events and things like that. But the playgrounds are still closed currently, and that is due to the guidelines that we here at Lancaster were unable to follow, that the governor put down, because we have to clean them hourly, and we're unable to do that. So just to kind of get that out there so you know that. But looking forward to fall and positive things. The registrations that are open, and I brought some fun props, but we always have soccer. So our youth soccer program in Lancaster is huge. I think, I had like 492 signed up for spring. That's pretty standard for the spring and the fall. And plus we also have other leagues that come from like Fairfield Union. We have Perry County, Amanda. They also bring teams to our league and play against the Lancaster team. So we generally have like around 800, 900 kids out here at these soccer fields playing soccer any given Monday through Thursday and Saturday mornings. So the registrations are open now, and they will close July 15th. So that's, I think, next week, 2 weeks, in 2 weeks from this Wednesday. So get the registration forms in. The cost for soccer is $35, and I have all the soccer jerseys, and we have shorts. I have them still from spring, so they're in my office, and I'm ready to get them on our youth this fall. And so yeah, we'll get that done. What was I going to say here? So the ages for soccer. So they're ages 4 through 13. So if you were born in 2016, you can play soccer this fall. And then we did add older groups for our soccer. Sorry, there's bugs. For our soccer league, we added the middle school ages. The 6th and 7th graders can play soccer as well. So, and I did that so that in hopes that kids that maybe aged out previously and maybe they didn't want to play or couldn't play school soccer, that they could still come to the parks and have fun and play soccer. So older age groups are available, and it is listed on the form. So if people had a credit from spring, then they still need to fill out a form. That has been a big question for all of our spring sports. So anything that you signed up for in the spring, if you're going to play in the fall and you had a credit, you still need to fill out a new registration form. And we have it on file that you have a credit, and you just mark off on the form credit. But that way we have current information and we know everybody that's playing. So again, so soccer deadline, July 15th at 4 p.m. You can mail it in. You can stop at the Parks office at 1507 East Main Street, and you can do that either way and get those registration forms in. So another deadline that is coming up July 15th, kind of sticking with our youth, is a new program we have, and this is flag football. So these are the belts that the kids will wear. And we had about 150 kids signed up for spring for the flag football. And again, we had different schools coming into play as well. And so we're offering it again this fall, and we're pretty excited. We have a lot of interest. They will play at Miller Park on Saturdays, and that will be after the tackle football games. So we kind of keep them together. You don't have to play tackle football when you get older. You can play flag football. So there's a big interest in that, and we extended the ages for that as well. From pre-K to sixth grade, you can play flag football, and this is co-ed. So we have boys and girls playing. You get a t-shirt, and we have the belts, and so they'll play on Saturdays. And we have a lot of great volunteers to help with the flag football. So along with flag football, I said there's tackle football, and that's new for parks for 2020. We have taken over the Lancaster Youth Football League that has been playing down at Miller Park for like 60 years. There is a wonderful group of board members. They stayed on with us. They're an advisory committee now, but they are coaches that have really invested so much time, energy, and just passion for the game and love for the community. And they stuck around, and they're going to continue coaching. So all of the games that you see, all the teams, I know there's like each park usually has a football team associated with it. That's been the tradition. That age group for our tackle football is third grade through sixth grade. So, and they all play together. There is a draft that will happen actually July 20th and 21st. So if you're new to the league and you haven't been on a team before, they will put you on a draft, and they work with you and see where you'll fit best, what position, what team. And right now we have 7 teams that play in the league. So Lancaster has 4 teams. I mean, but we're hoping to get more. So if you still need to sign up, we can add more teams for sure. But generally there's about 7 teams. We have Burn Union that comes in. We have Fairfield Christian, and I feel like there's one more, but so we do offer it out. Oh, St. Mary's was thinking about coming as well. I don't know for sure if they are yet though. So the cost for tackle football is $85. And with that, you get your jersey, you get, we'll provide you with a helmet, and you get to keep your jerseys with the Lancaster Parks and Rec League. So this year you will get to keep those jerseys as a memento, but we offer the helmets that you would turn back in. We give you shoulder pads to wear, and pants with the pads in them as well. So it's a great time. They play on Wednesday nights and Saturday mornings, and down at Miller Park. Again, the cost is $85. We do have a family discount for our fall or tackle football, flag football, and new for 2020 as well is cheerleading. So there's a family discount. So if you have like your family cap, if you have kids that are playing tackle football, flag, and cheer, there is a cap for that. So you don't have to pay $85 per child for tackle. So you can call the front office. They'll let you know what discount you get. So, and I did mention cheerleading. So that is new for Parks and Rec as well. So when we took over the tackle football, there used to be a cheerleading group that would go down there and cheer. They were an independent cheer group. They did a lot of competitions. Well, I think they closed down. And so we thought at Parks, why not? We'll try anything. And we had interest, and a lot of people, a lot of kids that wanted to cheer. And this again is co-ed. So for $35, you can get a t-shirt, and I'll provide you pom-poms, and we will put the cheer squads together, and you will cheer at the tackle football games. So not at the flag football, just tackle. So that's Wednesday nights and Saturdays. And those age groups are pre-K to sixth grade. So they'll all be mixed together. There's not different age groups for the cheer that will break them up. It could all be one cheer group. You might have a first grader with a sixth grader, but really looking forward to that. And I am always looking for coaches, volunteers to help out with all of these leagues and teams that we have going on. There's so many new things happening, and it takes volunteers like you guys to help us out and to make these successful for our kids to play, our youth to play out in our parks. So those are the registrations for our youth that are happening right now. Again, so soccer, flag football, and cheer, the registration ends July 15th. Tackle football, we're giving that another week. It's by July 20th. By the time of the draft, you have to be registered. And we have a few even like in-person registration dates happening for our tackle, flag football, and cheer. And actually our first one is this Wednesday. The guys, the football coaches will be down at Miller Park in the evening from, I believe, 6 to 7:30, taking the walk-in registrations. They'll be at the shelter house, so you can just walk down there, sign up, and if that's just for football, flag football, and cheer, so not soccer. Just those three. And then we are also having an in-person registration at Olivedale Park, which is at 253 Bovine Road in Lancaster. That's going to be this Saturday, July 11th from 4 until 7 p.m. So out there, it's going to be kind of a party. So even if you've registered for any of the tackle, football, flag football, or cheer and want to come out, and there's going to be hot dogs, bottled water, Kona Ice is going to come out. We're going to have games and things happening out there from 4 to 7 at Olivedale Park. And you can sign up or just come out and see your coach, see your old teammates, and just have a good time. We will be practicing social distancing. We at Parks, we follow all the guidelines, to keep everybody safe in our community. With that, we've had some questions about what's going to happen with our fall sports and all the health guidelines, and some immediate things that come to mind is we will practice where there aren't any more high fives right now, so we'll get creative on how to congratulate the other team on a job well done, practicing sportsmanship, good sportsmanship, but yet also practicing that social distancing. Things like snacks and team waters, we won't be able to do that anymore. So we'll be very conscientious of making sure that everybody keeps their equipment near them or with their parents, so there's not the back and forth or getting water bottles mixed up and things like that. So we're constantly keeping up with the CDC and the state guidelines on what we need to do to keep our community safe. And so that's what we're doing with that. So just stay tuned. Like I said, I get a lot of questions. I mean, of course, masks, that's a huge topic. Right now we have a ton of softball tournaments, baseball tournaments going on, and it is required that when they come off the field of play that they wear masks. So I'm assuming that will still be a guideline in the fall, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And if that is, then we will require masks out at the fields as well. So just keep in mind that we will keep you all safe, and we're just looking forward to getting everybody out in the parks. Now, we also have adult sports as well, a lot of adult things happening, and our adults still love to get out there and play. Right now, we do have, the registration's over, but we have adult softball that's going on at Miller Park on Thursday night. So that was everybody was super excited. We got 7 teams out there playing and under the lights. And then an open registration we have right now is our adult kickball, which is always huge. They will start playing in August out at Rising Park on Thursday nights. So that registration is open now until July 30th. That cost is $45 a person. Parks provides you with a t-shirt. And the difference with adult sports versus youth sports, with adult sports, the adults bring a team, like you'll have a team captain, and they bring the whole team together and register them at one time. Parks doesn't put the teams together. I've had people ask, hey, you know, I'm a single person that I don't have a team. Does somebody need a teammate to kind of fill in or something? And I'll take people's names and reach out to other teams that maybe don't have a full roster, and say, hey, here's this player, he's looking or she's looking for somewhere to play, and I can do that. But otherwise, the majority is, please bring your entire team registration together. And again, for the adult kickball, the deadline is July 30th. Each player is $45, and those games will start mid-August at Rising Park. So, and that just kind of changed with 2020 being as crazy as it's been. We're very fluid in our schedules and everything. Everything that if you have a program guide from the parks that was out in the community, you can probably just kind of just call us with dates, because every date in that book is null and void. It doesn't matter. But all the activities we want to still offer, it just might be different dates, and it most likely is a different date. Because I wanted to get all my adult sports in, I had to completely change all the deadlines, all the start dates to let everybody be able to do what they love to do. And then after our adult kickball, just kind of, fast forwarding a little bit, is we also offer an adult, I might have said flag football already, but the adult kickball, when that's over, the adult flag football starts. So, so we do offer the adult flag football. They wear the same bands, the belts that the kids wear. They play out Miller Park on Thursday nights under the lights. So those games will start in late September, early October. So we're still kind of fluid with that start time, but we definitely had a great group last year, and I want to be able to offer that as well. So again, those costs for our adult sports are $45 a person, whether you play adult softball, kickball, or flag football. And just call us if you have any questions on the registration deadlines. Everything is listed on our website, which is at www.lancasterparks.com. We have a Facebook page that, we're nearing 8,000 followers. We're really excited to keep, getting our information out there to the community. Surrounding communities follow us. It's a very interactive page, so you can check for updates on different programs that we have. Anything happening out at Alley Park and my sports stuff. So lots going on out at the parks, even though some things are still kind of on the slow end, or maybe still kind of shut down right now. So that's what I have going on my end. Does anybody have any questions right offhand?
I have a quick question about flag football for kids. When do you know when those practices are going to start, or what that looks like as far as games?
Yes, so the season for the youth flag football, the games will start right around August 22nd. The practices will start late July, early August. Because with the deadline being July 15th, I will be nonstop getting all these teams put together. The coaches have all the say in the world of what days the practices are. And I do that because they are volunteers, and I let them choose what works best for their schedule. That's what I do with soccer as well. So I would say that the practices will start probably around that week of like July 20th or the following week. And then I'd say probably that last week. And then the games would start August 22nd. Again, they're going to be only Saturday games for the flag football, and they will start after the tackle. So probably be in the afternoon around like 1 o'clock, something like that, for the actual games. Does that help?
That does help. Thank you.
Good. You're welcome. Anybody else have any questions?
I don't have any questions in the chat, but
I have a question.
Well, and oh yeah.
So I noticed that you do co-ed with your soccer. You do co-ed when they get older, but not when they're younger. Can you explain why that is?
Right. So, yeah, once they get to Division 4, which is basically our 10U, yeah, so it goes 6U, 8U, 10U, and then like 12U. So, um, when they're younger, we just feel, and we follow a lot of, the American Soccer Association, all those rules. And we just feel that like when they're little like that, just to keep them, boys play with boys and girls play with girls. And then once they get to that older division, where the Division 4, then we integrate them. Then there's not as many kids playing. And also, I mean, when they're little, we have so many kids playing. So it just makes it easier, just to keep them, the divisions the way they are with the boys and the girls. I know it's not a great explanation, but it's an explanation, I guess. So but when they get older, and they have, even with like middle school teams, I mean, they play co-ed then. So we kind of started that integration just for those couple years. And there's less kids that play, so we wanted to make the teams happen. Good question, though.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, it's opposite from when I was younger, and I was curious as to what changed and why that happened. But
I mean, honestly, it's just one of those things that like I inherited as I became the rec supervisor as well. And, and I've read up on how other leagues do it, and they kind of follow that as well. I mean, yeah, it was a rule that was already in place. And, it's not that something that couldn't change someday for whatever reason, but I mean, right now it works the way that it is. So,
right,
yep.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Did you say that the flag football program is also $45 per player?
For adults. For
Okay.
adults. For youth, it's 35.
Okay.
Yeah. So our youth soccer, flag football, and cheer is all $35. The tackle football is $85, and that's because there's way more equipment and way more that goes into a tackle football league. But then, yeah, all of my adult programs, all is $45.
How many games do they play for flag
for the youth flag football? So that's something that is up there. Normally it's around 10 games, 8 to 10 games. So right now with all of my youth sports, that's something else that might be a little bit different, not big time, but out here at the soccer fields too. I mean, any given Monday through Thursday and even Saturday mornings, you'll see tons and tons of cars because all the games start at 6 p.m. I do try to keep the boys play on Tuesdays and Thursdays, the girls play on Mondays and Wednesdays to keep the traffic flow down as well. So it's not every field being used. But I also, depending on the social distancing and trying to keep numbers down, the amount of games each league plays might go down just a little bit by 1 or 2. So there might be more like 8 games. And then the amount of games that happen out at these soccer fields and at the flag football would probably be less as well, just to kind of help with that large groups being together. So I would say probably around 8 games, 7 to 8, if that answers your question. But And as far as registration goes, so I was kind of glad this year. So we were very, very close to having online registration. We have been working on that. Actually, they even started working on it before I came on as rec supervisor in 2018. There's a lot that goes into it. I feel like, oh, this should be simple, but it's not as, being a government entity, it's not as simple as we want it to be. But I'm this close to getting to where we can have online registration, which will help our community register easier, register from home, and have family accounts and things like that, so everybody knows what they're eligible for, age-wise and things like that. I say I'm a little happy that it didn't happen this year because with all of the refunds that we did, and I'm able to really keep track really well of who has credits for fall and things like that. But it's something to look forward to really, really close. Going to be getting trained here soon for all of our programs, camps, things like that. We should have that definitely for 2021. Something to look forward to, just, kind of getting in the times of that online registration and being able to pay with a credit card and things like that. So stay tuned, look forward to that. But right now, yeah, we're still kind of doing it the old fashioned way, which has worked very well with the ever changing times and making sure. So it's very personable right now still, where you have to come into the parks or mail it in, and we keep track of everything on spreadsheets and stuff. But it really worked well with all the different refunds and switches that people needed to do. So, but we're working on it. Yeah.
I
And
coordinate.
then, oh, go ahead.
I coordinate Lancaster Upward Sports at Fairfield Christian Church, and so we've decided not to do anything in the fall because of COVID. But I would like to send this information out to our families. Just to
Wonderful.
say, this is, we're not having anything, but these are options for your kids. So.
Well, I appreciate that very much. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. And we will, I've had questions all week long. People email me or call, and when will we know if we're not having a fall season? Right now, we're going ahead as we're having a fall season. There hasn't been anything said or done that would make us think otherwise. We'll just make changes and, for the safety, and follow the guidelines as they're given to us. So it's going to probably look a lot different than what people are used to, and that's okay. At least we can get out there and do something. So I appreciate you sharing this information.
Jen, do you guys still have cornhole, or was that just at summer?
So yeah, we do have adult cornhole. That was an indoor league that we have out at Alley Park, and that's a winter league as of right now. However, I'm glad you brought that up. I kind of forgot about it. So I'm planning on having, this would be the second year, downtown on August 29th. I close off Broad Street in front of the gazebo where it's closed down a lot, and we have a cornhole tournament. Last year we did it. We had 14 teams down there battling it out. So we're gonna go for it again this year. I think we should be fine to do it, especially with cornhole. Everybody's pretty much social distanced anyway. We have a ton of cornhole bags, so that way everybody can have their own and not have to share. So that the way I did it last year, it was all teams. We had thought about doing a singles tournament, and we might offer that as well. But it's either $25 for an individual or $50 for a team. And we started it last year at 4 o'clock because we had teams only. But we plan on starting it at noon on the 29th. So you can register for that. That's actually going to start. Registration is going to open on July 15th. So after everything else closes, we will open up the cornhole tournament registration for that August 29th event. So stay tuned for that too. Thank you, Rachel. And then, yeah, our cornhole league out at Alley Park. That right now we're thinking about having another one in November. Our cornhole league for this past year in February that was supposed to end in March, it got cut short by 2 weeks. So all those teams they love playing. It's a great league. It's an adult league, and when the adult league is obviously it's 18 and older. So I didn't mention that earlier, but the cornhole league is adults, and we're thinking of November. Starting a league out there at Alley Park again. So it's a great place. It has high ceilings and it's a great atmosphere. So.
Anybody else have any other questions? I don't see any in my chat. Nothing. I think you nailed everything. The cornhole was the only thing else I could think of that you didn't mention. Can I ask everyone that's on, by the way, I forgot to say this at the beginning, if you're just on with a phone number, if you could put your name on your screen or just message me with who you are. We just want to know who all is here for tracking purposes, so we can remember who all's here and who all's been coming. I think that's it, Jen. I appreciate you being on. Thank you so much. I'm sure when you post this on Facebook, you're going to have a lot more questions, because I know people have asked me just from seeing me with you taking pictures. People have asked me questions. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't work for the parks.
Yeah.
Once they see that, they're going to want to know more information. So
Yeah, sure. That's what we're there for. Anybody can always call the park office. The phone number. We have Carol and Martha in the front office ready to answer questions. You can email me anytime. You can send. I get a ton of messages on Facebook. So, that's what we're there for. We're there to give you guys information, let you know what's happening, because we want you to be playing in our parks. That's what we live for. So let us know your thoughts and any questions you have.
all right, sounds good. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for coming.
Thanks. Bye.